Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I'm back. Sorry I missed last night, but I'm not going there. Let's just get started with our solar report, shall we? M class, my ass. That is not an M class flare. First of all, we got a bunch of issues with this event. First of all, let's get the loop started here. Forward though. Okay, we'll play the loop here a couple of times. Let your trained eye see what's going on in there. Boom, that's huge. Okay, I want you to also take note of what side of the sun the CME is coming from. This M9.6. Okay? Do you see which side of the sun it's erupting from? From the right-hand side, right? Okay. Remember that, because we're going to come back to that later. Okay? So we'll pause it, go frame by frame. And we're missing data, of course. But let's back up to the very opening frame. Not much going on in there. Let's just get to our event. We're at 5, if you're looking right here, we're at 0500 on May 16th of 2023. And we're progressing forward. There's 0536. Alright, and we start off with this small little object right here. Probably an object that's preceding the big one. There's another one. Okay. And these are like the outer orbits of this much bigger object coming right here. In the background, you can make it out. It's right. This is about the only frame where you can see our object, part of the curvature of it. Okay, back behind here, you can also make out the way this is how this is splayed out. Do you see how this goes right up the curvature right here? Okay, the curvature actually kind of pops out right through the backside here. In fact, we're just going to zoom in on this frame now that we got it pulled up. Okay. You can barely make it out in the background, but you can see this arc of plasma coming out, bending and going over. It's arcing right here, okay? Let's tint this out so you can see that arc, what I'm talking about. Now you can see the dark object in the background right there. Okay? That's about the only frame that has it. There's another one right here in front of it that ejecta is coming out and splaying around. So there's a medium-sized one here with a bigger one back there behind it. Okay, and something I need. Well, we'll get to this part in a few, but that's about the best image of our object right there. Okay, and you can see that its magnetic field way out here. This is stretching up and finally bending up here, where the edge of the magnetic field of this bigger object would be. Let's come over here. Do you see now how it's arcing? Pull it back over. See how it's arcing? It's because it's reaching up to the magnetic field, the outside ring of the magnetic field of this bigger object, okay? Oh, you're welcome, Michael. Thanks for just bearing with me. This has been excruciating torture, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and then tack all this stuff onto that as well. It's just like sometimes it's overwhelming. But I appreciate your thanks there. So there's our big object. Okay, now what we need to do is finish this up real quick, because there's a point I want to make here once we get through this. Alright, so you can see our bigger object back there in the background, and it's passing kind of, I don't know, kind of this way, back behind the sun. It started over here and went back behind the sun, kind of. Now, let's go back to this frame right here. And we're going to zoom in on this. Okay, pull it over. Okay, do you think you see what I might gonna point out here? Here, let's just kind of leave it sitting there. Let's do a couple of tint things. Okay. All right, about there's probably the best. I'm sure you can make out our round circular object right here, but did anybody notice the eye that's looking at the object? Let's zoom in a little tighter for you guys here. There we go. Well, let's even go all the way. Alright. So, what appears to be an eye right here looking at this round object. And I don't make this stuff up. This is NASA's imagery from the SOHO satellite. Okay? Everybody else that thinks that the sun is just burping out these flares because it's got a case of indigestion or something is wrong. We have other objects that are interacting with the sun. Sorry, I gotta fix my mount. We have other objects that are interacting with the sun, causing CMEs. I don't give a fuck what the hell the rest of science and the community wants to say. They're all wrong. They better get their ass over here to my channel or over to this instrument and open up their eyes and open up their mind. Because it's plain as day is what's going on. It's just, what's plain as day is the lack of courage to report on it. That's what's plain as day. Anyway, so, there we go. And then, as we proceed, that frame right there actually stays for 3 frames. That image freezes for 3 frames. That's 1 frame, 2 frames, 3 frames. So, when I see something freeze up for 3 frames like that, God works in threes, it tells me it's another sign. And of course it's another sign. There's a huge freaking object right here. Okay. It's right. Boom. And then there's a medium-sized one right in front of it. This is 3-dimensional. This bigger one is back behind. It's deeper in the page than this one. This one's in the foreground right here with the bigger one in the background. And we saw little moons that spurred 2 little CMEs before this big event. Those are the ones that are orbiting further out from this object. Then, as this object passes, okay, you can see trailing behind it are more little objects, just like every time this thing passes. Okay, this isn't the first time. This isn't our first rodeo, okay? Alright, so let's put this back into motion. Okay. Now, everybody pay real close attention here, okay? Because it's been all day since this event happened, and everybody else on YouTube has had a chance to report at this, okay? I gave everybody their shot at it to see if they could get it right, and I don't know how anybody can miss this, but I'm just going to spell it out for you, okay? So, we're going to, first of all, give me my arrow back. There we go. I want to pause on the event. Boom. Oh, come back, bitch. Sorry. Been kind of an attitude lately. Excruciating pain, being tortured, and it gets to a man after a while. Anyways, So, take note of what's going on here, okay? Now, we're going to come over here to the solar ham site, okay? And let me back out a little bit now for the report here. Okay, that's good enough. Let's pull it over, do our zooming now, and then scroll down. Okay, here we are. Here's today's GOES X-ray flux. This box right here was today. We're already a few hours into tomorrow. And, of course, you can see our spike right here, right? Okay. You know, this is just the funniest shit. I gotta point this shit out because it's just hilarious to me. You know, we got the USGS who modifies the magnitude. Oh, they downgraded it to this. Oh, they downgraded it to that. What the fuck are we downgrading the solar activity now to? Do you see this red line right here? That's the X level. Do you see our little line coming right up to the X level and touching it? They forgot to adjust their little thingy here. They made their lie to the public or whatever, and then they forgot to adjust it on the instrument. Whoops. That's because it's an X flare. It's not an M. It's an X flare. Okay? And it came in at an X 1.2. All right, that's what it really was. The reason why they say, oh, we downgraded it because it eclipsed the sun. What? Do they even know what they're friggin' talking about? Watch this. Watch this. Okay, so everybody got to see that. Something else to report is when we aren't having activity, the sun's normal is below the seafloor, and every time it automatically drops below the seafloor unless we have an event, and then it recovers. After it recovers from the event, it drops right down to the seafloor. And here, before we get rid of that, I just want you to see, before we step away, where we are sitting, right at the seafloor, right here, okay? You can see that here and here and here, this segment's below the seafloor, that segment's below the seafloor, that is, I mean, all of this would be if it wasn't for these objects interacting with the sun, okay? And here's our M9.6 touching the red line on the X class. So anytime they downgrade shit, don't believe them. Most of the numbers that they hand out, I don't believe anyways. They're probably a lot bigger, and they don't want you guys freaking out, so they downgrade it and play it off. And then at the yearly count, they could say, oh, there were only 2 or 3 X flares when there were 4 or 5. You know, they can fudge the numbers. That's what they excel at, is fudging numbers. I have never once seen these guys do their math properly or balance a frickin' budget. I live on fucking pennies, and I'm able to still survive. And they got trillions of dollars and can't balance a budget. You gotta be kidding me. I could balance that sucker in 15 minutes. Anyways. Let's back out of this because we got more gem. Oh, we're not done yet. Let's get all... That's good enough backed out. Okay, slide it on over. Keep going forward. A 3-day geomagnetic forecast, that'll change. Because on the 19th, when all this energy hits, watch out, dude. We're going to have another one of the D-layer event things. One of these again. Okay. In fact, let's address this issue right here. Okay, it hit America this time. All right, you guys. This is not a joke. This is getting serious now. All right. Now, to the good part. As if it hadn't been good enough so far. Now, as we observe this picture, what's wrong with this picture? Anybody notice what's wrong with this picture? Oh, our X X flare is on this side of the sun, but I thought the CME came out over on that side of the sun. Seems as if our CME went back behind the sun, and the sun eclipsed the CME. It came out the back side of the sun. You're looking into the page. That's behind the sun. This thing has so much power. This big object has so much power and gravity and mass that it ripped material from this side of the sun all the way across the backside and blew out a CME, an X-class flare CME on the opposite side of the sun. See, this is on the right-hand side. See, our event took place on the lower left. For an object to do this and make the sun do this, I guarantee you it's not an M-class flare. M-class my ass. They got serious issues. They got some honesty issues, some truth issues. They're going to have some spiritual issues when I get done. Okay? And the beauty of this, let's see here. Can we get that one frame? Oh, that's a good enough one right there. I would take it. All right, this is totally whited out. Okay, that's just all raw plasma. This whole thing is just all raw plasma. Okay, the beginning of this explosion is just. You can see that we had this spire that was on this side. Let's go back a frame before. All right, you see how we have this really light glow? But watch as this thing comes out, it makes that entire spire reach out, unfold, and rip away. See, it's freaking gone now. Took a chunk of sun with it. Now, I want to get to this frame, right? Well, both of them are good. But we're going to go over to the red side now, so just bear with me. This side doesn't work out as well, but we're just going to... We got to try it anyways, because I got to... That's good enough. You're seeing it. Can't help but miss this little fireball right there in the center. I mean, you can't miss it. Yeah, let's just get way up in it now. Oh, and don't mind the UFO over here that's flying through the X-class, where our X-class flare went off. I mean, he's only like just zooming in. This plasma is being ripped off from this part over here around the backside of the sun. Okay, the CME is coming from over here and ripping through the backside, around the backside of the sun. You can see one of the smaller moons right here in front that is just enveloped in plasma. I mean, you can make out the dark core, all the plasma around it. Let's do a little tint. Ooh. Right. Yeah, well, I'm sure you can see it. And like I said, don't mind the UFO flying in there. That's just they're ordering fast food or something. Yeah, they're in the drive-thru. That's what it is. Yeah, nothing to see here, folks. Just keep watching the political circus. Yeah, just stick your head in the sand and go watch the distraction. Never mind what's going on above your heads. Don't look up or nothing like that. You know, they made a movie or a show that said don't look up, so you won't. Because you do what you're told. There's a great shot of it again. Let's zoom in on this one. I should have just done that while I was zoomed in. Can you see it? Can you see the dark object right here with the plasma surrounding it? Kind of hard to miss. I don't know, can you see all this plasma and stuff that's getting ripped off the sun? That's no big deal. That's just a chunk of sun that's getting ripped off by a uh, interacting object, you know. And this spire up here, oh, that's just no reason. It just, the sun felt like pointing up in that direction for some reason, I guess, huh? That spire right there is just, oh, I guess the sun was having heartburn that day. Or, oh, it farted in the wrong direction or something. You know, give me a break with all this stupid, lame-ass excuses. It's clear as a bell what's going on. Look at the arc in the reading, in the instrumentation right here. This arc is it's arcing over the magnetic field. It's following the magnetic field line. Don't believe your eyes. Believe the lying media. These bozos never even paid attention in class. They couldn't figure out how to tie their shoes. That's why they wear loafers. They're too lazy to bend over and tie their own shoes. Anyway, we're pulling back out. We're going back over here. Now you understand what happened. It went behind the sun. It ripped material from here. This was the sunspot. This was the weak spot. That's where the magnetic field latched on. The magnetic field of the passing object latched onto the sun right there and tore plasma from this side across the back side of the sun where we can't see and blew out a huge freaking CME on the other side, and you saw the bigger object. Okay? That's it. And then look what it does. It causes radio blackouts. When this comes to the Earth, the light, the gamma rays, only take 8 minutes, okay? The CME is matter that will take 3 days, okay? It's actual coronal ejecta matter. Here, these are gamma rays. Light travels, it takes 8 minutes to get from the sun to Earth. Thus, we get radio blackouts within 8 minutes. So the next time this shit happens, there ain't going to be a warning. The warning will be the first 2 little objects you see on the outer orbit. When you see a couple of those little guys coming by, uh-oh, a big one might be coming again. Okay? And this time, we were in the bullseye. Okay? And let's just say, earlier today when I was outside with my son, and we live in a really quiet part of the desert, out in the sticks, we'll say. And if there's anything going on within a couple of miles, you can hear it, right? And we thought there was an earthquake, but it was just like a sudden jolt boom. And I thought, that's not a sonic boom. I've been to many Air Force bases, many air shows. I've heard many thousands of sonic booms. It wasn't a sonic boom. And I'm like, and I didn't feel the earthquake or shake too much. And I thought, well, that was kind of odd. Well, that was the impact of this wave when it hit it. It actually jolted the planet. I felt it. My son and I heard it, felt it. We thought it was like an earthquake or something. It was just one quick thud. Planetary shock wave came and hit the Earth today. Get it? Can you see it? A fucking planetary shock wave came off the sun today and hit the Earth. It shook the Earth. I felt it. Here's our auroras. Right now, they're really weak, but I guarantee you on the 19th, because 3 days, that happened on the 16th, so on the 19th on impact, we're going to glow like a motherfucker. Okay? Pardon my French, but I have never been one to cuss. I don't know where this is coming from. It's just like, I can feel the Lord is just so apoplectic. You guys should really not my audience, but the rest of the world should really start taking heed, I guess. All right, no bullshit on this thing today. Of course, they're not going to tell you which direction this thing's going. I could tell you one thing, that the object itself is around. Okay? And it's hard to predict because it doesn't follow your regular celestial mechanics. We are talking the spiritual realm, not the physical realm. Okay? These objects operate in, in a different realm that's now interfering with ours. Let's just say it that way. Okay, it's now beginning to interfere with ours. See M9.6? Yeah, it's just yellow. Nothing, no big deal. Yeah, it's a big deal. We're going to get hit with a bunch of crap again. So, you can listen to everybody else and blah, 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 and you can listen to me. It's up to you who you want to listen to. Now, look at this mess. We had a pretty decent little screeching event right here. This is the core and the shell screeching really hard on each other. They didn't lock up, but it screeched. The two metal on metal surfaces, just like your bad brakes on your car, when you step on them, they grind and they squeal and they squeak. These are these squeaks from below the surface. They travel up through the magma. They're not ultra low, but they're low frequency waves that come from the core and the shell. They travel up through the magma, emanate from the surface out into space, except on their way out, they don't make it. They bounce off the ionosphere and echo back down. You know what a frickin' echo is when you scream out the door and it bounces off the mountain across the way? This is the echo of the core bouncing off the ionosphere. The 7.83 is the hum of the core inside the shell, creating our magnetic field. The metal core spinning inside a metal shell, rotating inside, causes a magnetic field just like a little electric motor does. It's really simple science. All these bozos have got their diplomas so far up their ass, their head so far up their ass with their diploma, they can't see common sense. And let me tell you something, that the shell, whether it's solid or molten, it doesn't matter. It's under so much pressure from all the magma and all the oceans and all the other shit on top pushing down on it that it might as well be solid. It's in a phase where the two rubbing together cause high energy squeaks, is what I like to call them. They're squeaks. Just like your brakes squeaking and grinding. And we had a bunch of these. Boom, 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 boom. They're small. They're not long duration ones, but they are pretty intense. Gee, I wonder why this is happening. Could it possibly be from all the CMEs that we just absorbed? And then it goes to the poles, to the auroras, and then gets sent to the core of the Earth. The Earth has a positive and a negative pole, just like a battery. You know, a battery is a capacitor. It holds energy, but it can only hold so much. What happens if you overcharge a battery? It'll arc. What happens when you overcharge the planet? It will arc too, and we are seeing ground to cloud lightning. We are having plasma discharges. We are also experiencing our core and our shell grinding on each other. It ground down to a point where we had a core lock, and when it unlocked, the core started spinning in reverse, which is its actual true nature. See, this whole time we've been super rotating forward. The core is supposed to be rotating the opposite direction because of our rotation around the sun. it counter-rotates opposite to our rotation. It's magnetically held to the core of the sun as well. I wish some of these people would have just paid attention in science class, you know? Too busy spitwads, or I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad I paid attention. And you are too. You guys are glad I paid attention, aren't you? So, we're having some issues with our core and our shell right now because of all the inbound CMEs. And this crap right here ain't going to help. Okay? So, now that I've vented, I guess, let's move on to this. I don't even know where to begin with this shit. I'll begin with the sip. Okay, so we're looking at our polar vortex. Wow, we actually have some now. Cool, huh? Problem is, it's rotating the wrong goddamn direction. Remember I was telling you, watch out for storms going backwards? Yeah, watch out for your polar vortex going backwards now. Here, let's come over here, shall we? Its rotation, okay, is going backwards. It's causing the outer bands to go backwards. And now we have our polar vortex coming out of Canada backwards across Alaska into the Pacific instead of from the Pacific into Canada. Can you say uh-oh? I want you guys to look at that for a minute while I go say uh-oh in a prayer real quick. I don't fucking believe this shit. Pardon my French, but I think F-bombs are going to be part of my vocabulary here. I'm trying not to. It's only to accent the importance of the issue, why are you stealing my thoughts? Oh, the gravity of the situation, I can't even think of the term right now. Oh, it'll come to me in a minute. Anyways, there's your polar vortex kind of going backwards, causing this disruption here in our... See how this is rotating clockwise? It's supposed to be rotating counterclockwise. And it's establishing now. Before we didn't have any kind of vortex here, right? We got an established vortex now that's rotating the wrong direction. You see how this stuff comes off, curls, comes back, and look, it's going backwards off of Alaska into the Pacific, then into Russia. It's curving back over China, coming down, breaking through. Look at this big break in the blue zone right here. Oh my God, excuse me, I'm sorry. That was so gross. Please excuse me. You see our blue boundary, it's just, there's a huge fracture rupture in that blue boundary right now. And it's taking this backwards flow, S-ing it and putting it into the mid-latitude, or the equatorial zone. Okay, do you see this, you guys? I'm not making this up. This is Null School's instrument, okay? See this big S right here? If this connects and joins, you see this little gap right here? If this comes straight in and connects and eliminates this loop, oh boy, are we in some deep shit right there. We are lucky to have this little gap right there. I'll tell you that much right now. All right, let's get out of here. Let's go to, let's drop down and see what it's doing to our upper jet. Because our upper jet is what controls our, oh man. And do you see, right where it was going backwards, do you see this giant dip right here? Wow. Look at that jet. Look at this, just warp. See how everything's backing up now and bubbling down? See how it's forcing stuff up and forcing stuff down? It's because it's backing up. This weather wants, look, the weather, the jet stream, upper jets want to move in this direction, but the polar vortex up above it is going the wrong direction. It's causing all these to back up and buckle. They're buckling is what they're doing. See this? See this ridge right here? See that the vortex? All right, let me get in here. I want you to be able to see the states. Let me take the wind out right here for a second. All right. On the polar vortex, it was coming out of here and going this direction, right? It's hitting this. It's causing this to buckle and drop way down. Do you see that? The upper vortex is coming in and down right here. This ridge right here is what's keeping that from connecting with the southern flow, with the equatorial flow. Sorry. Wow. This is the passage of these objects, I'm telling you, is really messing up. That's looking down on top of the planet. Okay. Let's go down here and look at their jet streams. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Let's put some wind in here. Holy shit! Oh, look at this. Are you kidding me? Look at this vortex in the center, opposite rotating everything else. Everything else is going around this direction, and what direction's this one going? I don't like the looks of this, you guys. Okay, I shit you not. Right over this. Here's the. Let me just take the wind off there. Here's the compass on the bottom of the planet. Let me straighten it out and get it north, south, east, west for you. There we go. Whoops. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on? Oh, there we go. All right, now we're north, south, east, west. Right here. Here's our round circle right here. Okay. This vortex is just off the center, and it's rotating backwards. This one's rotating the right way. I'm telling you, something wrong here. Okay, well, so there's that, I guess. There's that. Shit, let's go over to the chemicals, huh? Let's dance with some sulfur dioxide, shall we? And take the winds off, too. There we go. Let's see what's going on here. I'm kind of clearing up to, look at this. To right about there, this diagonal line down, except for these two little plumes, but most of this seems to be clearing up. This isn't as dark either. It's still bleeding out like a shotgun blast to the belly, but it's not as bad as it was. Okay, up here in Canada, there's serious issues up here. This is all sulfur dioxide. This is not from their fires. This is from the magma underneath that started the fires. Okay, it pushed up, it pushed all this gas out of the way, and now magma is seeping up through perforations and cracks in the surface, in the crust. being pushed up from below, trying to penetrate the surface. And when it penetrates the surface, lava's hot. And whatever's in the area, it's going to set on fire. It's not fire season in Canada. This is not fire season for Canada yet. They didn't have a bunch of, so much growth and blah, 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 whatever kind of bullshit they want to tell you on the mainstream media. But they won't come over here and tell you, oh, it's due because, where's the mainstream media on this sulfur dioxide, huh? Where is their ass, huh? They're a bunch of cowards. They can't report news. All they can report is how to save their own ass. And that's what they're doing. They're trying to cover their own asses right now, and they're going to pay dearly. Look at this shit right here. China's going to pay dearly. You're going to mess with my country? Uh-uh. We're going to have to fire a shot. Good old Father Nature's going to wipe your ass clean. See all these other countries that don't believe in Jesus? You see what happens? That's what this whole thing is all about too. Don't let this geo activity fool you. These are all signs of Jesus. Okay? Very simple. Spelled out quite clearly. Like I said, every what was it? Not Mr. MBB. BP Earthwatch reported on like 4 little small plumes. Look. Imagine if you saw 4 little dots like this, all of YouTube stopped, and the whole nation freaked out because there were 4 little tiny plumes. Where the hell's that concern now? We're freaking bleeding out over here. Where's your concern now? Huh? It's all focused on a bunch of bullshit in the media. So apoplectic with this. Vital information. This is a crucial hub to the whole world. Nothing being said. Shh. Don't tell the people on the island that they're about to die or anything like that. A possible volcano or earthquakes going off. Just let it happen, and we'll inform them later. Oh, we had no idea. Look at Australia getting in trouble now. This place used to be clear, but look, all these plumes right in this area right here, starting to pick up. Okay, here we got the purple island of Java. I don't know how many times I got to reiterate this. Code purple. I mean, Merapi's going off. They're having earthquakes. This stuff is the tip of Malaysia here is, get a plume. This island right here, just north of Java here, is getting purple. Look at India, their dark spots. Okay, as eventually all this gas is going to run out, and it's going to be magma next. Okay, so guess where magma is going to come squirting out of the ground? See how dark these plumes are? Yeah, as soon as that gas runs out, guess who's going to be getting hit really good? From below. And there's nothing you can do about it. Not a damn thing you can do about something coming up from below. And this part of the country, I would suggest maybe repenting or moving out of that part of the country. I don't know. Unless this clears up, when this gas runs out, that will be lava next. Every little dot you see will be a perforation in the crust where either earthquakes and lava or volcanic activity is going to start to form. Okay. Oh, there's one spot that's clear. Imagine that. All right, I'm done with this. Let's go over to the forecast. Please, Lord. Thank you. There we go. And, yep, missed all the data. All right. Well, it's going to one by one. Okay, fine. Here's our storm finally moving off the coast now, and the country kind of clearing out here. Am I going to be able to use this instrument? Apparently not. Okay. Oh, we're stuck on this. Let's try play. Nope. Forward, backward, nothing. Cool. All jammed up. Let's see here. If I can get any response at all. Oh. It's better than nothing. Alright, let's open a new page and get that instrument back up. Come on now. Open a new page. Oh, I get it. What's the NSA this time has to get in my computer? Guys didn't figure it out. There we go. Alright, let's just play this loop. Alright, so we had our big storm that kind of cleared out here at the very beginning. It's moving out. We clear up a little bit. Watch out for this one. Yeah, we don't have much data. That's wonderful. Oh well. It'll keep updating. So let's just back up here. So here we are with our storm moving offshore. This is 2 p.m. tomorrow, the 17th now. 2 p.m. East Coast. Okay, we got a low pressure here, one up here, and a high. So we got to be real careful. These things, this is the end of convection tomorrow, and we have pop-ups. Whoops, come back to me. We have pop-ups down here, down in Alabama, Georgia. Whoops. Maybe we can undo that. Sorry. Come on now. Oh, just bear with me. We're gonna get there. Okay. Let's pull back out of this again. Oops. Right. There we go. Okay, so back down here, Alabama, Georgia, pop-up thunderstorms. Okay, there's little ones all around here, all these little speckled area are pop-up thunderstorms. Okay, not necessarily tornadoes, but pop-up thunderstorms all around here with large hail, wind. Okay, where was it that I was watching? They got baseball-sized hail with 90-mile-an-hour winds. Now imagine 100,000 baseball pitchers outside your house, all of them pitching fastballs at the side of your house. Yeah. So wind and hail can do a lot of damage and can be very scary, as well as tornadoes. And lightning too. Watch out, because as this planet charges up, so is the lightning. It's going to get bigger, bolder, stronger, last longer. You might have giant bolts that are, 100 feet, 100 yards across, size of a football field and bigger. You might get something that could be a lightning bolt that's a quarter mile wide, carve a canyon into the ground, vaporize all that shit in a heartbeat. Anyways, so, sorry, I'm getting off track here. So watch out. Even though these are little pop-ups, these are the dangerous kind that can blossom. And when we got inbound energy from the sun mixing with this, it's like a cocktail. It's like the most dangerous cocktail Mother Nature can make. Father Nature. It's not Mother Nature, it's Father Nature, by the way. Just get you guys on the right page. And here we are over at Venture Sky. This is our current radar. Wait. Let me pull back out. Here's our storm moving offshore now, okay? Finally, that bastard's gone. We do have residual moisture back behind it, still trailing here. Northern Alabama, here's Mississippi. So this moisture is still in the air and will be there in the morning when the sun comes up to begin convection again. What was the other spot? Oh, off the coast here. Whoopsie. Come back up. These little pop-up thunderstorms right here, do you see this wind rotation going around the circle right there? Watch out as these rotate up onto shore into, whoops, come on, into the panhandle of Florida here, okay? You see how this rotation is going here. This might bring moisture up into here tomorrow, and as this moves over and combines with this coming up, we might see some activity in Alabama tomorrow, okay, and up here in Georgia, okay. There's already thunderstorms in Mississippi. Let's see what they're calling for at 8 in the morning. Let's see what they're calling for 2, and at the end of convection here. Okay, so this will be, this will be the end of convection in this region, okay? This is projected, okay? This will change. It's not perfect, but you see all these little pop-ups. These are the dangerous ones because they can get really intense. One can and lay down a tornado. So we'll have to go, you know what, I want to see what the helicity is here for tomorrow. Come on, drop down the helicity. Come on, there it is. Okay, helicity. Now, helicity is the vorticity, the potential for vorticity. The potential for vorticity in Alabama and stuff tomorrow is light. It's not very strong, so I don't think we're going to see too much tornado activity. Where I'm a little concerned is this helicity back this way and up here by Denver, okay? This is all the potential for rotation, for vorticity, okay? So the region of the country that's expecting this thunderstorms tomorrow doesn't have all the helicity components that it needs for tornadoes, but it is back here in Texas. So if some of this moisture does wrap around and come back backwards into Texas, they could have some issues there. Okay. Now I think we are done with the weather and the solar reports and all that great stuff. So now for the gem, and most of you can go away unless you're brave. And I will wait, Lord. We will wait for the gem. I need to do the audio setup anyway. Okay. You will play this. Hello. Alright, well, hang on. The computer recovers. Yep. There it is right there. Oh, that's what I need to do is block this too. I'm gonna hold it. No, let's go this way. Alright. Can we replay this? What's going on here? There it goes. The NFL or the NBA? Play this, please. What is your malfunction? Soldier, what is your major malfunction? Alright, well, let's just reload it then. How about we do this? Oh.
Spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud.
Hang on. We don't need epic music to this. Let's try this again.
19 have been accused of writing bad checks.
Hang on. Let's start over.
Guess which is it? Is it NBA or NFL? 36 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud. 19 have been accused of writing bad checks. 117 have directly or indirectly been bankrupted at least 2 businesses. 3 have done time for assault. 71, I repeat, 71 cannot get a credit card due to their bad credit. 14 have been arrested on drug-related charges. 8 have been arrested for shoplifting. 21 currently are defendants in lawsuits, and 84 have been arrested for drunk driving in the last year. How many of you think NBA? How many of you think NFL? Well, the answer is neither. It's the 435 members of the United States Congress.
Yeah, one more time. Just because it's so good.
Guess which is it? Is it NBA or NFL? 36 have been accused of spousal abuse. 7 have been arrested for fraud.
What, 36 congressmen arrested for spousal abuse? 7 for what?
Fraud.
For fraud?
19 have been accused of writing bad checks.
19 congressmen accused of writing bad checks. Well, that's all of them. All of them write bad checks using our money.
117 have directly or indirectly been bankrupted at least 2 businesses.
Wait a second. Whoa. 117 congressmen have bankrupted at least 2 businesses? So 117 times 2 is 234 businesses, at least 234 businesses that your congressmen have.
3 have done time for assault.
Yeah.
71, I repeat, 71 cannot get a credit card due to their bad credit.
Wow. Now, what does that tell you? If the credit cards companies won't give the 71 congressmen credit? Yeah. Because these congressmen have no credit. I don't. Let's just enjoy this.
14 have been arrested on drug-related charges.
What the fuck? 14 of them are on drug. You know what? We need to drug test every single person in Congress and the presidency. These are important jobs. Shit, you got to pass a drug test to work at McDonald's, don't you? You do. But these cocksuckers can come into office all high on drunk and all whatever and not get tested, huh? Bullshit.
Been arrested for shoplifting.
Eight have been arrested for shoplifting. They're multi-millionaire billionaires and they're fucking shoplifting? Spare me.
21 currently are defendants in lawsuits.
21 of our congressmen are defendants in lawsuits. Defendants. That means somebody is suing them.
And 84 have been arrested for drunk driving in the
84 for drunk driving? These guys are dangerous to society. They need to be arrested and hauled off to jail. 84 of these fuckers are DUIs? Are you shitting? They need to be drug tested right now. Anybody that does not pass a drug test gets arrested because they're high, they're drunk on the job, and we're paying for it.
How many of you think NBA?
Oh, this little gem. This number is 380, okay? 380 out of the 435. Gee, that's almost all of them. And the other 30 that they just didn't get caught. Listen to this crap.
How many of you think NFL? Well, the answer is neither. It's the 435 members of the United States Congress.
435 members, and 380 of them are criminals, felonious criminals, felonies. Those are felonies. They're felonious. They're writing bad checks. They're fraudulent. They can't get credit because they don't. The credit card companies don't even trust them. They know better than to trust these frickin' snakes. Who? It wasn't the NFL. It wasn't the NBA. No, 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 no. Congress makes the NBA and the NFL combined look like fucking Mr. Rogers. If we don't put an end to this shit, we deserve to burn. I'll tell you what, I did not vote for this crap. We had our election stolen, and it's stolen by a bunch of criminals that work in our Congress. I'm going to tell you something very important, and I want you to listen real closely. The opposite of pro is con. So if the opposite of pro is con, well, then the opposite of progress would be Congress. And it's time. We don't need to get rid of the system. We need to get rid of the fucking criminals that are in it. Every single one of them. And I'm talking the people that didn't get caught, they get arrested too because they knew about this and they didn't come to the public. They're all complicit. Every single one of them. I don't care if they're a good guy or a bad guy. They didn't do shit about it. They all took an oath to defend the Constitution, and they're the ones that are the ones trying to take down the Constitution. They're lucky the Capitol didn't burn down on January 6th, because these assholes don't deserve to have a building to work in. Okay? Now you know why I'm apoplectic, because this crap continues. And all it was some small little thing, and we went right back to watching the bullshit news. It's like everybody gets up and plows into this big bowl of bullshit that we call the mainstream media. Where's the mainstream media on this coverage? Where's Tucker Carlson? Where's any of these guys that claim to be all these wonderful reporters? Where is their ass? The only person reporting on this is this gentleman up here. And he happens to be a member of Congress, and he's squealing on his own kind. Wait until this shit hits the fan. All these guys are going to be squealing on each other because they're all a bunch of cowards. All they do is blackmail each other and molest little kids. Human traffickers, they forgot to tell you how many counts of human trafficking. All 435 of them, that's how many. Every single one of these guys voted to let this shit happen to our country. Every single one of them should be in jail. I got an idea. How about public execution, and we do pay-per-view, and the proceeds from pay-per-view can go back to paying off the debt. We liquidate every single one of their assets. Their asset isn't going to need it sitting in prison anyway. You take their Lamborghinis, their mansions, all their crap, their Learjets, their G6s, you liquidate that shit, and you start cutting checks to the American people. Legal American citizens. I'm talking people that were born in this country. Not people that came across, not people that did it legit, only people that were born in this country that got ripped off by our Congress are getting their payback. Because this is bullshit. And look at the shock on her face. She's like, what the fuck? Are you kidding? That should be the look on everybody's face, this whole country, and the news broadcasters. This should be the look on the face of Congress when we come barging through the doors. Not to fear. I'm here. And if nobody else is going to step up and do it, guess what? All I have to do is say the word. I don't even have to lift a finger. My words are magic. Say goodbye to these clowns. I love you all. God bless you all. And until my next live stream, bye. I'll be back. I am back with a vengeance.